Kenny Brooks.
You like Michael Jackson. That's why your neighbor said I remind him of Nicolas Cage because I'm gone in 60 seconds. But watch this right here, then look. Who does this the most on the window? The kids, the dogs, that are ugly black guys that eat fried chicken. Now you see these water spots? Look, they get whiter than my elbows and I love shit. Watch this, Jen, and I'm here. Because Stevie Wonder says seeing is believing. And I got a disease called enthusiasm, so I'm gonna cut straight to the mustard. Watch this, though. Don't laugh too hard because the niggas gonna see this black kid scrubbing your window, okay? But look, wax on like Mr. Miyagi. Remember Karate Kid? Now watch this, the air dry. Look, put some colors on your window. No water spots, no fingerprints, no streaks. That's why we can't sell it to criminals. Don't tell OJ and Tiger Woods, okay? They're the loving this stuff. Now, then, y'all, you and mom, y'all would agree. Oh my God! You see this right here? Who did that? Who did that? Okay, watch this. Now, my mom said if it's darker than me and it don't pay the bills, it should be there, right? God bless you. Now look, this right here, we just upgraded like Beyonce. This is our new service.
Please welcome Kenny Brooks. Shawn Meaike.
How y'all know Kenny? You know Kenny? Seen Kenny? Kenny might be the greatest salesman in the history of the world. Watch, he'll show you, I promise you. Give him a hand, give him a hand, give him a hand.
A lot of y'all know me, but I'm gonna show y'all I still got it. Because that video, that was probably done since Moby Dick was a minute. So you must be the one, right?
I guess I'm the one.
The boss with the sauce?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Laxative, the one
Right
under?
now.
Man, you look sharper than a cop doctor working on the AIDS patient. The neighbors ain't call you and tell y'all stop by?
I don't talk to my neighbors.
No wonder I ain't see the red carpet. Good friends hard to find. Shake your hand, be the friend. I'm gonna give you space like shutters. But you would agree black is beautiful, right?
100%.
Y'all ain't talking about Obama, okay? If you had something that cleaned everything and it was safe around kids on like Pee Wee Herman or R. Kelly, would you get it to use it?
100%.
Is them shoes comfortable?
Yes.
Can you run in your pocket and get the money? I'm right here and do the paperwork.
That's what he does, man. That's what he does. That's what I have to see, bro. I have to see, bro. I have to see. All right. So listen, let me tell you the deal and why we decided it would be a good idea to bring Kenny and talk to y'all. And it's very fitting with where we are as a company right now. We talked about it last night at a meeting where we're on the phone, man, calling people up for the most part. I've never heard anybody do what he does with the attitude that he does, and I've never heard him. I'm going to ask him some questions that I may or may not know some of the answers, but it will help change your sales approach, right? So you said earlier we were talking, and I said, Kenny, when you go to meet with somebody, door to door,
Right.
you start talking to them, it doesn't work. Whatever you say, it doesn't resonate with them.
Right.
You said to me what? You said that's a foundation. Explain to our crowd here what you do when that happens. You say something to me, it don't work at all, we keep going.
So, first and foremost, I write like a lot of jokes down, and I use them at the door. And before I even use them at the door, I practice, because you got to perfect your craft. I practice it in the mirror, because the eyes are window to the soul. And one thing my mentor, my trainer told me, he said that you don't never want to have wrinkles in your forehead because the customers can see that they know you're frustrated. So a pair of lips will say anything. They'll be interested, but they'll see the wrinkles in your forehead and automatically tell you they're not interested. And see, the thing is, Chinese proverbs say if you can't smile, you should open a store. So you always want to smile. So it don't matter what you say, you just got to have enthusiasm and smile. But what I was telling you earlier on the podcast is that when something don't work for me, I don't necessarily get rid of it, I add to it. I come with a different approach. Like one time I was on, with a customer, I knocked on a lady door and she was shaking like a stripper. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm a 6'4" black kid. This lady, you know, she's white, so she's scared. So I'm gonna give her space like shuttle, and then now I'm gonna say, don't shoot just a black guy. Why would you say that to me? I'm not racist. And I'm like, oh, Mom, that's because the neighbor, you know, he put out a shotgun like Suge. So, you know, and then she started laughing. But right then and there, I said, dang, I can't go to everybody's door and say don't shoot. So after that, I started going to people's door like, blame it on the neighbor. They said you was adopting chocolate kids feeding fried chicken. They was eating it up, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is that I just come with different approaches. I won't be able to approach Shawn how I would approach this cameraman. Everybody got different personalities, but that is important to size people up. I tell people all the time, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice because you never know who you're talking to. And some people can lose the sale just from a bad approach. So.
Well, and think about that. Like you say, you see the ring is recorded. How many of y'all get frustrated? Whether they can see you or not, on Zoom, on a phone call, they can still feel it. And now you're frustrated. I wouldn't buy it from you if you were frustrated. I don't even know what the hell you're frustrated about. I might just be having a bad day. Kenny, how do you learn not to take it personally? Because no matter what you say to him, he's like, man, that was real nice. What you said was not nice.
Right.
How do you, because I think one of the keys to sales here is, how do, no matter what the person says, how do I not take it personally?
One of my favorite books was The Four Agreements. I don't know if you heard of this book, but in the book it said don't take anything personal. Before I read that book, I used to read a lot of Ivan Dingo books, The Greatest Salesman in the World, and one of my favorite scrolls he said was, I will persist until I succeed. And then I read The Greatest Mystery in the World. So sales is a mystery you don't understand. You can go to sleep broke, you can wake up a millionaire, you can go from work for the Rockefeller in sales because it ain't no ceiling over your income, but it's all dependent on your mindset. So I knew that I had to fake it till I make it. One of my favorite rappers is Biggie Smalls. He said, you want to see the inside, I'll see you later. So a customer ain't gonna know if I got one sale or 1 million because I got the same attitude. Because my approach is I care if you buy, but I really don't care if you don't buy. Because Jesus didn't sell everybody. That's why your neighbor is atheist, your other neighbor is Mormon, your other neighbor is a Jehovah's Witness. So I don't sell everybody. So that's the type of mindset you gotta have.
So, and part of it, all the things you talk about, writing down your jokes,
Right.
practicing, because everybody will say to me, well, he's real quick, he knows what to say. But you practice and work in your craft.
When I was a new person, right? I remember, I used to go to all of the hot shots. We call them hot shots. That means that they was like the top salespeople, and I was new. And one thing I'm gonna tell people that's listening, even the dummy know to buckle up. You want to stay new. See, what made me maybe killing without a machine gun in sales is because I stayed new. You know what I'm saying? I was asking a lot of questions. The dumbest question is the one you don't ask. So I remember I went to this millionaire. He was the first millionaire that I met in a sales company besides the owner. Because the company, one thing, people don't judge the company off of the owner. They judge the company off the people that work for the company. So sometimes you'll have a salesperson that have a bad day and they have stinking thinking. You know what I mean? So I was taught to stick to the pros so you won't get calm. So I remember this one dude, he dressed really good, you know what I mean? And he was smelling good, looking good, smiling, you know what I'm saying? We call it styling and profiling, shaking and baking. And I was like, man, I remember I asked him, I said, how do you stay positive? He said, all you gotta do is dig in your pocket. If you can't produce nothing, you should hurry up and smile. That's how you stay positive. So that was the first thing I got. Then the second thing I asked him, I said, how do you become a millionaire in sales? He said, first of all, you gotta stay new. You gotta stay humble, and you need to go get you a notebook and then just write down a whole bunch of icebreakers, different approaches. Guess what I did? I went and got 10 notebooks. He told me to get one, I got 10. You know what I'm saying? I already knew that I wasn't gonna have no excuses till I didn't win. And then so one notebook I had nothing but one-liners. One notebook I had nothing but icebreakers. One notebook I had nothing but comebacks. One notebook I had nothing but product knowledge. And I was studying it every day. Like Drake said, he said that while people are partying, I'm trying to make music they can party too. We was off on Sundays, right? People go to the club, guess what I'm doing? I'm in the bathroom working on my sales talk. They out at the club. I'm in my room writing down jokes, listening to Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, or whoever my favorite rapper was at the time. And I've been on the road like toilet paper. I'm shaking the bacon like pork chop. Y'all can be quick like Nestle and be like Michael Jackson. And now it's paying off right now. Now I'm on stage with y'all. See what I'm saying?
Because I think when it gets fresh, so let me explain what we do, Kenny, because you're going to be amazed. So you knocked on people's doors that didn't ask you for nothing.
Right.
You brought the bottle, right? And you told them the jokes, and you went to do shoes and touch them before you got permission, like you were really aggressive.
Yeah.
We call people up that have contacted us. They reached out to us, sent us, I know it's crazy, sent us something, and then we call them like they asked us to. Like, and then we sell life insurance, and 100% of people are gonna die. And I know, Kenny, you gotta bear with me, because I've been sober 24 years. I know, God bless you. It's fun, but like anything else, you can get the wrong mindset, and you cannot continue to get to be new. And also, Kenny, in fairness, if we don't sell somebody something, think about this. You got your mom here, right? Yeah. Mom, Karma, she's the best. Look at her, raise her hand. Give Kenny's mom a hand. Hey, give Kenny's mom a hand like it was your mom. So we got your moms, never heard you speak. You're like, how do we get her, you know? And backstage, I said, tell me why you told everybody you were so excited your mom's here.
Because I used to tell this story when I first got into door to door because, like, man, this is about to get emotional. I used to watch my mom, like, struggle to take care of 6 kids. You feel me, by herself. And she was stronger than the Holy Ghost. She was our Superman, you feel me? But I remember, like, one day I asked my mom because she bought me some Jordans. She bought me, like, some XJ900s. And it made me think they was Jordan. And I remember I slid out of the gym into the lunchroom. I had, like, some bowling shoes. And I was like, man, this is going to be the brokest I'll ever be. And I remember I told my mom I was signing up for this door-to-door job at, like, 12 or 13. She's like, boy, you ain't about to sign up for no door-to-door job. You going to knock on somebody's door in Detroit. They going to snatch your house, rob you, and break your neck. And then she saw my first paycheck the next week for like $4,000, $500. She's like, keep doing it, keep doing it. You gonna take a light bill, you gonna pay this, you gonna pay that. So at first my mom didn't even believe in the sales game at first, and now my mama sells. You feel she's a salesperson. And sometimes she be going through it, she be like, boy, I need you to share my story. I need you to help me get these sales. So sometimes, like, you can be the best, the greatest salesperson in the world, but the person, now you got a person that not only believe in you, it made you make them believe in themselves, the person that created you. So it's like, I'm super excited for her to hear me because, like, not only do I motivate and inspire people, I got 10 kids, they like eating, I love to feed them. And I'm coming out with a TV show because all my kids knock on doors, this is our bloodline. This is my purpose. My purpose was to make the world smile because they said laughter is the best medicine for the heart, and every time you every time you make someone laugh, it adds 10 more years to their life. Well, I wish I could have made Willie used to laugh, Bobby Brown would listen to me. So I say that to say this is that you never know what your purpose is, but I knew my purpose was bigger than being a salesperson. It was to motivate and inspire people that really don't know that they got a gift. And we ain't talking about December 25th on Christmas. Everybody in this room got a gift. It's just that we just got to bring it out of people. And I'm glad she's here so she can know that she got a gift too because she created me and I got a gift. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you got a gift. Also, a lot of people try to do, not exactly what Kenny does, but try to do somewhat what Kenny, like they get content and they tell jokes and they find their deal. And I believe firmly the reason yours has grown at the rate it's grown at is because you genuinely, no bullshit, like you genuinely want to help people smile, change their lives, and be better. Genuine. And he's like, if I can talk to my mom about, and then she'll do this and she'll get better, she should start life insurance, what she should do. I'll tell you that right now. She should start like today. They all gonna die and they ask us, you're a door knock with us. We just call them up, tell them, yup, you'll die, here you go, $180 a month. You're in. Talk to everybody, Kenny, about when you're getting some of these objections. Actually, what do you think the biggest objection that these guys get over the phone? I'll tell you the biggest, but I want you to guess first. Like they call somebody up that already filled something out, and the person said, we think the biggest objection we get is not interested. Right? Is that fair enough? We good? Not interested? Like, even though I asked for it, not interested. So, Kenny, you're going to call me, and I'm an idiot that filled it. Because when you fill out a lead, and then you ask somebody to call you, and then you go, I'm not interested, that's a weird dynamic.
yeah.
Right? You're like, damn, that's weird. You asked me to call you. Be different if you're like, I already decided I'm not going to die, or like, I don't know why you call me. So you're going to call me up. I'm gonna say hello and I'm gonna do it. Like, you already have I filled it out online. Tells you I want life insurance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Who's this?
It's Kenny.
Kenny who?
Kenny Brooks, the funny salesman. Remember you gave me your number? You got young timers?
Do I have what?
You got young timers? You forgot?
Yeah, I got young time. I forgot. How did I get my number?
Yeah, remember it's for the life insurance.
Oh, yeah. No, I was online messing around with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, you ready?
No, I'm not in. I'm not
I mean,
in.
well, nobody is like big and nobody ready to die, but you know, you would agree, life insurance is just like toilet paper. You ain't gonna wait to run out to go to the store and get more, right? Then you gonna sell it, right? You don't wanna sell it, right? You want to visit the budget, right? You need some depends. This next one say it depends on if you're happy or not.
I'll just buy it.
You're talking to
I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say. When you start thinking about watching people change and become really good salespeople, is it hard for you to keep this attitude 7 days a week?
No.
How come?
Because when you love what you do, call me at 3 in the morning, I'll jump up out my sleep and dream, and I got the same energy and enthusiasm because I know that this was what brought happiness to me. Like, this makes my day when I can, like, give back and I can teach people the things that I was taught and I can motivate and inspire because I sat on the seats. I used to sit up and listen to different videos that motivated me and inspired me when I had a slow day. But one thing I learned how to count my blessings and not my troubles. And the more that I keep giving, the more I'm going to receive it back in abundance. And that's what it's all about.
I want you to walk us through, because it's kind of, it's one of those stories. Like I was talking, we was talking, with your mom about just, I was like, man, my mom did that happened, she didn't ask me, it was different. We talked about it was different, right? Discipline, the whole deal. Walk us, when you first started selling, what was your schedule? Once you got through school, you're now you was already doing everything at 12, 13, but done with school, full time, this is all I got, 17, 18 years of age. What was your schedule in sales?
So when I did it 12 to 14, it was basically like an after school job.
So you get done with school, what time?
My grandmother passed away when I was 18, then I dropped out of school. And I remember my mom telling me, she was like, either you gonna go back to school and finish school. She's like, I know it's hard because her mom passed away. And that was my favorite, you feel me? I was my grandma's favorite, they spoiled me, basically. But I was kind of depressed and sad, so I dropped out of school. I stopped playing basketball, and my mom was like, you're gonna do two things. You're going to get a job, and you're gonna go back to school. And I was like, I remember I worked at Burger King for 30 minutes, and I told myself I would never punch a clock unless I swung on Flavor Flav because I couldn't picture myself working a 9 to 5, and this dude take more breaks than a Kit Kat, and I'm busting my butt, sweating bullfrogs, mixed with Liz. At the end of the day, we both get $8 an hour. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I couldn't do it. So eventually, I end up, my mom, she ended up, I don't even know if she put me out, I just left, you feel me? Because I got, you know how it is when you over 18. Now she's like, oh, you can't eat out that refrigerator, you ain't about to work, you can't, you know what I'm saying? She was doing it it was tough love, but that was the best decision me and her ever made because that's what really took me to the next level. You remember, I never forget my first time, signing up for the door-to-door. My older brother, shout out to my brother Tank, he was like, bro, you should do this door-to-door job. They travel and selling the cleaning product. Because I remember when you was 12 to 14, you was doing good, making $300 to $500 at 12 to 14. They say you can make $1,000, $2,000. So I remember I went out my first week. My first day out T Grizzly, I made $400, $500. You know what I'm saying? So my first week, I only worked 3-4 days. I made $1,100, $1,200. And right there, I told myself it's over with. And then that's when I started kicking people's brain and asking questions because sometimes you can follow somebody to a restaurant and still starve and follow the wrong leader. And I knew who to follow, and that's what happened. But my schedule wasn't really bad because we worked 6 days a week. But in my mind, I told myself I would work 8 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Because Dale Carnegie said leadership is when no one's watching, but he said leadership is also when you do more than what you paid to do. So I was going overboard, you know what I'm saying? And that's, look at me now.
Look at you now. How many days, when you started, let's say, how old were you have your first kid?
I was
21. Okay, so then all of a sudden now it's not just you, now you got bills, right? When you were doing that, how many days, would you go out on the road and door knock? Obviously, you did very well, but how many hours, legitimate hours were you working a week?
12 times. I was working 72 hours a day. Because I was working I was the first person to get dropped off in the neighborhood and I was the last person to get in the vehicle. So we had morning meetings 8 to 9 o'clock. and then we'd go to like a restaurant or even breakfast spot like 9:30. We only had like a 30-minute breakfast spot. And then we went to the gas station, we called it Zoom Lounge. That's where you go get like your energy drinks and like, you know, monsters or whatever so you can have energy. And I'm looking at like, man, I remember my first time taking a Red Bull or a Monster, I blank. A blank is when you don't get no sales. I'm like, man, I ain't hurt. And I remember I just drunk a bottle of water and slayed the dragon. I'm like, man, here it is, they sold me on this energy drink was gonna give me energy to make a sale, and I ain't get no sales, and I just had a bottle of water and made a lot of sales, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that right then and there, that let me know that you gotta be focused, and you gotta tune in, and what you see is not real, and what you don't see, that's what's real. So you gotta stay focused. So what I did is that, I remember, I used to work, I used to skip breakfast, that's what I did. Like while we having a meeting, I'll be already in the neighborhood knocking on people's doors. I'm waking them up like the morning show. I'm not gonna make them, they get up in their yard and cuss me out. What do you do? You know, and then that's when my personality came in. But it's crazy because I get out the vehicle at like 8 or 9 in the morning and I don't get picked up till like 8 or 9 at night. That's 12 hours automatically. And it's crazy because I remember getting a sale at like 1:30 in the morning. We caught a flat, we had drove like 3 hours out. And we got to pick up ourselves, and we pick it up like 8, 9 o'clock. And we don't get everybody in the vehicle till like 12 o'clock. And we caught a flat. And like, here it is, I did a scramble. A scramble is like when you get, like everybody get out the van and you just scramble through the neighborhood. And I did a bonus, I was like a manager at this time. I said, look, whoever can not only knock on this person's door, but help this person get us to get AAA or get, we like black kids, we ain't had no AAA, you know what I'm saying? AAA, the only thing we knew was all American, you know what I'm saying? Like we that's on the AAA, we ain't know nothing about AAA. So anyway, we ended up knocking on somebody's door, and the dude came out, it's like 1:30, he tripping, he got his pizza, changed our tire, and then I ended up selling it, you know what I'm saying? It's like 1:30 in the morning. So you never know, like that's what I say, like I just didn't give up. No matter what, I just kept knocking. That's one thing, like when you in sales, like it's persistence overrules resistance. The longer it takes you to get the sale, the closer it is to one. And that's what I was telling you earlier, like people, the number one thing with salespeople is that they expect because they're in sales, they're supposed to get a sale. No, you gotta do the work. You gotta put in the work. You gotta perfect your craft. I remember my little mentee, he was like, man, I don't think sales is for me, I'm good with my hands, I think I should be a mechanic. I said, what? I just took him out and showed him like 28 sales in like 2 hours. I said, what's the comeback time? I ain't got no money. He was like, oh no. I said, that's why you ain't get a sale. So it's all about, you feel me?
I know exactly what you're saying, bro. And I think, how many of y'all door knocked? Clap your hands if you door knocked. Like, clap your hands. No ladies door knocked. And I was talking to a guy yesterday with us for like a year. And I said, why did you do so well this year? He said, every time I thought I had a bad day on the phone, I remembered what it was like to knock on people's doors. You know what I mean? And no matter what, like it was a terrible day, but all of a sudden I thought, I could be in somebody's neighborhood because he had dropped off like, oh, here's the van, get out the van, people chase around the neighborhood, can you be here? Do you got a permit? You gonna be like, call the cops on you? And I was listening to you on Cam's pod the other day, you were talking about a story. Tell him real quick, we have a few minutes before he gets you. Tell him the story, because I know it's true. I knew when you told me it's true, you straight up. Tell me a story when you were knocking, and like when them dudes came out in your van, all that stuff, and your manager drove away, left you there.
Kidnapping?
Yeah, kidnapping. You think you had a bad day? If you ever think you had a bad day on the phone, Kenny got almost kidnapped door knocking. So no matter what, you're like, man, I'm over 20. Kenny got kidnapped.
Yeah.
Tell him, Kenny.
Yeah. So no, I was in California. I was like the top salesperson in the company for like 5 years. And this would lead up to the video that y'all just watched. So anyway, one day, I had like 28 sales, 26, 28, one of those. And this dude, shout out to Chris of mine, he came in with like 42. He almost doubled my sales. Now here it is that like, nobody ain't never beat me in sales, you know what I mean? Like in sales, like how we was working with always competition. Like we was in like a 12-passenger van, and the number one salesperson, they always sit in the front seat. They get to listen to whatever music, whatever motivational stuff. And then if you get beat, you gotta get out that seat and move to the bucket. We call the back seat was the bucket. So anyway, I'm in the front, I'm over there jamming, boom, boom, and then this dude come up like, yeah, that was 27. And he already had like, I don't know, he already had like 20 or something like that. And I'm like, what? So I had to get out the seat. I'm mad because like, beating everybody for like 5 years straight. So this one day he beat me, made me get on my seat, I'm super mad. So then in the meeting, I raised my hand because we got paid off of 3 ways. We got paid off of bets. We get to bet like salespeople. We got paid off bonuses, and then we got paid off of commission. So anyway, I raised my hand to the manager. I said, look, I got $500 that I'm gonna go work the same neighborhood he worked, and I'm gonna double his sales. Because like I said, I was beating everybody. This was his high day, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at like, if he wrote 40-something sales in that neighborhood, I know like 80-something, because I was better than him, number one. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So anyway, they dropped me off in the Indian reservation. I didn't know the dude was half Indian. He sold like his cousins, his people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. In California, they big on gangs, right? I remember like yesterday, I was working like in Temecula. I don't know if anybody familiar with Temecula in California? Yeah, so we was working in Temecula, and I'll never forget it was this Indian reservation called Pachanga Reservation. Right? So when I got dropped out, it looked like Detroit for some reason. I see pit bulls, I see bandit, I see houses with boarded up wall, abandoned buildings, like dirty diapers out. I'm like, what the hell, this is not no Indian reservation. I'm like, they ain't got no money over here. So I already was negative. Walking around, I said they done set me up. They done sabotage my day. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the first house, dude had like a gate. So as I wiggle the gate, because we don't never walk in that gate, you know what I'm saying? People that got bit by dogs for walking in. So I wiggle the gate, and then dude, I didn't even know he was on the side of the house washing his car. He turned down the music, and he was like, get that from my property so I blow your head off. And I was like, what? So then I was like, all right, God bless you, I'm gonna see you around like a donut. I said what first though? The Detroit County came out. I'm like, what, you gonna blow what? I said, all right, God, then the salesperson came out. When you're in Rome, do as in Rome. I'm like, God bless you, see you around like a donut. And I walked up, he's like, oh, you think it's a game? And he went in his car and grabbed his gun and started following me. So now I'm calling my manager, I'm like, bro, I don't know where you just dropped me off at, but this dude following me with a gun. He was like, you from Detroit, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you see guns all the time. You just selling all the milk tickets. You better sell them. I'm like, what? So I hung up the phone. I said, this dude think I'm Superman. So he think I'm Black Panther. So you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hung up the phone, right? When I hung up the phone, I see a school on this side, and it was like houses on this side. So I started walking towards the school because when I got on the phone, I turned around. He must have thought I was on the police, so he started going back towards his house. But I started walking towards the school because now I'm from Detroit. I got street smart, so now I'm using common sense. So I'm like, if he come back out with a gun, he ain't about to shoot me in front of no kids. This is broad daylight, unless this dude is Tookie Williams, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm walking, you know what I'm saying, towards the school, but I see this lady, she opened up her door and she saw me and slammed me. So I ran back over to her door, but I'm not on her door. Anybody seen Friday? Yeah. Remember, like y'all know California, they got these screens where it's dark, you can see, like they can see you, but you can't see in their house. She had one of those, so I'm back on the door, like a crackhead Jehovah's Witness, like help me, help me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm Boston, the real Boston Richie. So anyway, make a long story short, she opened the door. She was like, how can I help you? I was like, don't shoot, just a talking kid. That's where that came from. I didn't even tell you that, I just remember. That's where I was talking about the don't shoot. Yeah. That's where that came from when the dude pulled the gun. So anyway, she was like, wait, is you dark chocolate or light chocolate? I'm like, what the hell? This ain't no chocolate competition. I'm like, I'm dark chocolate. That's me. Yeah, dark chocolate. She was like, oh my God, what are you doing in my neighborhood? I said, I'm selling subs instead of drugs, soap instead of dope. She was like, wait. She was like, come in. So she opened her door. The lady was blind. Man, it's like a whole TV show. I know y'all look like, what the hell? This is exactly how it went. So the lady had her stick and she walking like inside her house. And she was like, come in. She was like, look, what are you selling? I said, I'm selling a cleaner product, clean everything. She was like, how many products you got on? I was like, I got 4 bottles. She said, I'm about 4 bottles on one occasion. I was like, what? She was like, if you stay in my house, you gotta call somebody to pick you up because I don't want nothing to happen to you. She was like, I'm surprised one of my nephews listened to terrorize you. So the ding, you tapped my ass. That probably was your nephew that run out. But I didn't say nothing, you feel me? So she was like, all right, I'm gonna buy your bottles. I called my manager. My manager was like, all right, I'm pulling up. So she wrote me a check. I come outside, I see my manager. My manager like, well, he at, you feel me? He can see me coming out of her house, you feel me? So when I come out of her house, as soon as I get in the middle of the street, like 5 4-wheelers surrounded me. I thought they ran me over, like, you know what I'm saying, doing some rough rider, Swiss beef. Stop! Drop! As soon as I see, I start thinking DMX, rest in peace. Anyway, almost ran me over. Dude jumped off the 4-wheeler, and that was the dude that pulled out. He's like, didn't I tell you y'all my neighbor, you think I'm playing? He was like, my brother about to pull up with a brown native pride truck. If you don't get in, I'm gonna blow your head up. The whole time he talked to me with the gun aimed at my face. So now I'm pissed on myself. I'm crying now. My manager saw me and drove off. So drove off. The brown 4-wheeler pulled I mean, the brown truck pulled up, and I was about to get in the truck, and then out of nowhere, a unmarked police car came out of nowhere and arrested me. That's how that was.
I think you had a bad day.
And this is a real life story.
Kenny, I would never.
I told that story to Kevin Hart, and he was like, I'm gonna give my email, my number. Yeah, I'm taking this to Heartbeat Productions. Like, yeah, I swear to God.
You should.
So y'all gonna see it. It's coming out for sure. I got it. Yeah.
Well, I would never left you, Kenny. I would have got you.
Appreciate
I would have saved you, bro. I promise you. All right. First of all, unbelievable. Give him a hand. Unbelievable. Send him off to lunch here in 1 minute. What do you want to leave with, bro?
Yeah, just believe in yourself. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a prime example. I'm a product of my environment. Like, I teach, train, motivate, and I got a sales training course right here. If anybody wanna
Up there somewhere. You gonna put it up there on the screen or not?
yeah, it's over here, y'all.
Okay, there you
So
go.
anybody that wanna follow me like Twitter, or they wanna get some information, they wanna get some, I got an ebook with like over 200 one-liners. I got like my favorite books that I read, like my top 15 books, to How to Win Friends, Influence People, to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. The greatest mystery in the world, the greatest self in the world, all the way to I got a course though that like just train you on how to be a better salesperson, how to use your enthusiasm, how to break the ice, how to break occupation, how to close, because if you can't close, you can't sell. Everybody know what ABC is, right? Yeah, always be closing. So if anybody want to get any information, that's my sales course. I'm FunnySalesman. Y'all can follow me. I'm everywhere like Eric. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you're the best. Give him a hand. Go on. Thank you all.